Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was definitely not enough break after that game that we just witnessed because oh my god, I would need a couple of more cups of water to just, calm down a little bit. That was beautiful. But I think we're not done yet because it was just, the first step into what we're going to see today. Because right now, I think Outram is the game that you were the most hyped about, and I think you're not the only one.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see this game. It's going to be Munster versus Natives. It's the first team versus the second team on
Oh,
Division 2. I'm looking at these two teams as the teams that can, not actually, but they can certainly go into the first division and wreak havoc. So I'm really excited about this game specifically because Munster is the first team in this division. And so far, they've only lost once and it's versus Natives, which is the
oh,
second team. So if Natives wins today, not only they tie in terms of points, but they get the first place because they have the direct confrontation.
oh,
So
yo, yo, yo.
yeah, this is a good game.
Yes, there is so much at stakes. I am looking forward so much. I mean, is it going to be the second loss for Munster? I really want to see how they're going to try to find their place in this game between natives because definitely it should be a lot for them at stakes. Yeah, you're sitting comfortably on that nice, sweet spot on the first place, but can you keep it? That's the question. And as we're in week 5 already, there is no time to waste.
And there we go. We
Just like
jump
for
into
us.
the champion select, just like that.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
do we get the stable one? Do we get something a little bit more spicy? Where should we be looking into? This is what I want to do, want to know in this champion select, and I want to see the teams delivering that information. It's not about us saying, okay, they should be looking into the bot, into the mid, or to the top, or even the jungle. No, no, it's about the bands. I want to see the bands if they're specific, if they target at someone. Like, okay, I'm going to target at Merbs. They need to take Merbs out of the equation. This is what I want to see in terms of bans.
Oh, definitely. Bands can feel very personal sometimes. So far, we're going pretty slowly through them. No speed running the draft, as sometimes it actually happens in Ultraliga. It is very fun to watch it. But here we're just going slowly, steadily, and so far it's pretty consistent. Different lanes you want to focus here. You don't want to just have all your attention at someone specific. Loving this first Karma ban actually, because that is such a versatile champion. First of all, she is just a flex pick herself and we are pre-changes of the two support items for the team, so she can still go as the second support, but also she just can fill in so many things, just like some other champions that I'm seeing in the bands already. Thresh, absolutely loving this band. Thresh is just such a good support. You just want to take him away completely. And Gwen Ban, but already said about the Gwen Ban, you know it.
Ooh, okay. The
Ooh.
Jinx band. This is really important because now you have available Zeri. So the Jinx is off the equation. Zeri first pick. On the other side, I think it's going to be the stable pick. The Felius probably going for the jungle. Oh, it's the Zoomies on the bot side. This is something Treble is always talking about. The Zoomies. Which says Jin and Zillion. So it's the Jillian, as I say. It's going to be a
Okay.
fast one. And on the other side, do we have the Yumi with the Zeri?
Oh, please, can we have the Yumi with the Zeri? That is going to be so fun. I can clearly see where you're going here. You want to have the fast boys on one side of the bot lane, and then you want to have the fast boys on the other side of the bot lane
Yes.
too. And I want to see too, honestly. I just love Yumi whenever he's being
Oh,
picked because yeah, you can have the cat all we want, but in the end, she's just such a good support. But going to be Lulu, also not that speedy, but
but
she
it's
can
still
serve a
speedy.
lot still. Yeah,
It's a different sort of zoomies. It's a
yeah.
slower zoomies, but it's still zoomies. It's an enchanter. It's going to deliver a lot of damage to that Zeri, and also is going to help on Viego. I don't know what sort of build Gaboesh is going to do with this sort of a champion, if he's going for the more stable, tanky-ish, or if he's going for the more critical that we usually see on... Oh my... It's so much movement speed on this game. Getting the hacker room as well. Another horse coming in and dropping into this game. This is not only really fast in terms of champion select, like the bans were slow, but
Yeah.
the picks are fast, and the game is going to be faster.
Oh, definitely. I'm absolutely loving this pony pick. The only thing is now natives really need to be sad about the first karma ban, and you can clearly see why it was there. Because if you add karma to this equation that we already have for natives, that would just be simply unstoppable. Who else could they add potentially? By the way, I absolutely love this ban of Galio because that is exactly the champion who could stop completely the whole thing about running fast, gotta go fast throughout the Summoner's Rift. But do you want to add somebody else if you want to be the fastest game on the Summoner's Rift?
Okay, something really fast. I mean, if you want to deliver even more damage, probably get the Ryle on the Yoriana and jump in with the Hecarim into the middle of the fight, like with the Onslaught of Shadows. Pop
Uh-huh.
in the Shockwave and get the
Yes.
dissonance as well on the Hecarim to give him
Yes.
even more movement speed. I want him to bring the Ghost as well, because if we're going fast, I mean, we gotta be ridiculous as well. So might as well bring the Ghost and just move on with it.
I would be
Getting it immune.
disappointed if it's anything else other than Ghost.
Yes, totally agree with you. If you bring like the Flash on the Hecarim, no, disappointed.
No. You don't do it with Hecarim, okay? No. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at
All
that,
right.
please. Yes. Thank you. That would be so good. Okay. Fine.
It is.
Fine. We gotta go fast, so we gotta kill whatever we see on the way. Silas, though. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is.
Because team fights are going to be this.
Yes, extremely fast. And whoever manages to pull the trigger first pretty much wins the fight. No matter how it's going to go, you go in, you press the ultimates, all the ultimates you have, and boom, you're done.
I was looking into the Trundle top. It was not
Yeah.
a bad pick. It would be an interesting one. I gotta be honest. I will be able to cast a Mordekaiser.
Yes.
First time casting a Mordekaiser.
Aw.
I'm so happy, not only because it's such a good matchup, Stumpy is in jeopardy, Lundorf coming in with the Mordekaiser. Oh, this is a good day. This is a good day.
Oh, I can see excitement on your face. I'm just so happy for you, especially in your voice. You sound so hyped, and honestly, same here, my friend. Absolutely same. Oh, that is going to be so good. I just want to jump straight into the mid game, to be honest, because the team fights are going to be. It's a do or die situation for both teams. You jump in with everything you have. Maybe you leave Jin behind to just sit down and do the curtain call if you're boring enough and you want to go into the safe thing that just works and, no crazy things with Jin running around and trying to land the fourth shots. But
Okay. I thought we were going straight up into the game. I was like, not even a load. Okay, this is really fast. But no,
yeah,
the Silas is such an important pick because
yes,
you have so many good ultimates to steal away, especially the Mordekaiser. If you see that Akarim
yeah,
is running amok in terms of kills, you steal the Mordekaiser away, the
hmm
ultimate away, and lock in Hecarim alongside with you.
yeah,
Obviously, you build in the Zonyas to protect yourself if you want in the middle of the ultimate. You have a lot of ways to deal with this. And
hmm
also, there's something really special between this matchup. If ever Mordekaiser ults the Silas away, Silas can steal the ult from Mordekaiser and ult Mordekaiser.
Wait,
So
it's
that
an
is a
alt
double
and an
Shadow
alt.
Realm. Yeah, it works. And you're going to steal the stats that he stole away from you. So you get extra strong as a Silas if you do that one. That is a matchup that I
Ooh.
studied back in the day. I was like, this is amazing for the Silas if you're able to steal it away.
Oh my god, that sounds so good. It's an altception, and I really want to see it in action, honestly. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this game. But actually, building up on the point about Silas, he can steal any ultimate. Any. And
Mhm.
he will still be good and he will use it to the fullest because Shockwave, for example, absolutely devastating in a team fight, especially if you manage to start first with the Stompy. Oh, that's some nice music, thank you. Uh, and then the moment this rock jumps in, you send the shockwave right after him, and boom, you already have a lot of damage. You have the control. You can try to just deal damage on top of it and not let the opponents do anything about it. Or what else can you steal? You can actually steal the onslaught of the shadows, and the moment you see that
Mhm.
opponent running into you, or anybody running into you, just prop it on them and work from that. Oh my god, there are so many possibilities here. Ooh.
I was talking, I don't know who it was. I think it was Nightmare or something like that. And we were talking about the Silas. And if we're talking about no, it was Anifa from El Pilol back in Portugal, back
Uh-huh.
in my homeland. Kudos to you
Ooh.
guys. But Silas, if you look into ultimates that you can steal away, even the fiddlesticks and all those ultis are really good. But one of the most important ones is the onslaught of shadows. In terms of AP ratio that you can get on an ultimate, the damage is ridiculous. You have an extra dash in favor of the Silas
Mm-hmm.
because you already have the W to go in, the E to get the stun as well with the chains, and then as on top of that, the onslaught of shadows. everything is mobility to you. So that is one of the hardest picks that you can pick versus the Silas because you're allowing him to have so much mobility. Even if you want, you can steal away the Zillion and you can just go in by yourself, the 1v5, using the chrono on you. And if you die, you buy enough time for your team. And this is not a good matchup for Stumpy. It's going to be a really hard one.
Yeah, but actually, if you manage to steal the ultimate from Zillion, you can also try to play around Viego going in and trying to just catch somebody from the back lane of the opponent, and at the same time, you're giving him the additional chance to do so in case anything goes wrong, in case you're not exactly sure that it's going to play out for you for 100%. So yeah, the opportunities are there, but I absolutely love the point about taking the mobility from the pony, because the pony wants to be running around, it wants all the mobility, but at the same time, Silas also wanted, and you, by being present on the Summoner's Reach, just granting him more opportunities. That's rather interesting.
Hard to juke around the bot lane when you see so many bombs alongside with Joppa just being on your face. This is another combo. If you're able to get that fourth shot and allow clocks with the Zillion just to give you that movement speed to get that fourth and last shot additional movement speed alongside with the boost from clocks, everything is just giving you movement speed. So that Jhin is going to be unstoppable. So far, Lundorf is always proccing the Darkness Rise, that passive from Mordekaiser, just deleting the HP of Stumpy, might be forced to go back. Obviously, he brought in the Keystone that allows you to swap the Summoner spell, so that at least is something to get him back into the lane and probably just switch away the Summoner spell, even though you're lacking. In the mid lane, Ryle just getting
Oh.
demolished by Chimera, but it's going to be Sneal on the mid lane, trying to get that first blood. It's the Ghost we talked about. Chimera flashes over,
Oh.
and he's waiting for the assistance of Gaboesh, who's on the other side of the jungle.
But look at that, there is action all over the map yet again. I mean, come on, we just had one game like that, and we're not going to have any breathing room yet again for another time. I'm rather excited about it and happy, but at the same time, there's just so much action all over it. Come on, it's really hard to follow it sometimes with just two eyes you have, and you look at the pony in the meantime. Going there, ready to go on wherever lane you want to be. The good part about having pony as your jungler is that you can count on this. Wait. Okay, Jopa. Are you? Yeah, you're
I
doing
think
okay
he's
there.
fine.
Okay, man. Yeah, he
Not
is.
fine,
He is
fine,
definitely fine.
but he's fine.
Exactly. You might take some damage, but the damage you give back is absolutely devastating for your enemies, of course, not for you. You're rather happy. But yeah, that duo on the bot lane is, I don't even know how to describe it, what good word to try to put in here, because it's just so much. Oh, yo, Londor. Okay, fine. But the amount of control on the bot lane. Yeah, on the other side, you have also some control from Lulu, especially post level 6. That's going to be even more interesting. And you have Merps, who is capable of running around and trying to juke quite a lot from you. But still, the amount of control that is coming from this combination of Jhin plus Zillion with the bombs and with everything just flying around, and the fourth shots on top of that, it's really hard to deal with it and to do something with it. So pretty often, if you see something like that going against you on the bot lane, you can already prepare to suffer throughout the laning phase.
Stumpy laning phase is going to be the hardest one. He still has the TP, so
Yeah.
he didn't win back. He has those cookies to eat up and get that additional mana to try and sustain himself, at least to get level 6 and then
Ooh.
rotate into the map and try to find something. You're not going to win the top lane. And you can see this
No.
by the farm, 27 to 45. And
Oh.
if you can get Mordekaiser ahead, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be. Again, I'm not able to find a good, proper suiting word here, but it's going to be rather devastating for you if this Mordekaiser gets a good start, and he's definitely having a very good start already. I mean, look at poor Stumpy. He's sitting constantly next to his turret, and he constantly has no mana available, which means if there is the pony that will come to the top lane, and if they decide to commit to a tower dive, even if you have the ultimate with you, you might not have the chance even to prop it. So it's a very dangerous situation here on the top lane. Not for Lundorf though. He's having the time of his life.
Going for that first plate. He
Yep.
might get that 160. There we go. Also poking in on Stumpy additional time. But if Stumpy is losing on the top side heavily, because this is not a favorable matchup, we talked about this previously. On the other side of the map, it is Merbs on the bot side with the Zeddy getting additional farm 53 to 42. This is really good so far. the jungler also takes the dragon. It is the ignite on Mervs. It's trying to face it off, but it's going to be Zeri facing Yoppa at this point. Burst fire after burst fire. Balu is going to flash in, but the first shot will leave Lulu solo. Boom goes the bomb.
Ooh.
Balu, you don't want to eat that.
Yeah, Merps, you kind of want to step away from your support in such a tricky situation, you know? It's just polite at least. But okay, everybody leaves in the end, so I guess it's all good in the aftermath. If we look at it, everybody leaves, everybody's fine, and the farm is still heavily in Zeri's hands. So for them, the bot lane is pretty much won. Do you get any kills? No. Do you still get the advantage? Absolutely yes.
So far, Gabush has that Sheen. That could be the perfect timing for him to get the first blood. It's a bloody game. It's 7 minutes in, no kills, but it's been a little bit bloody. Like the trades are heavily, uh, in my opinion, so far in favor of Munster, even though the top side is a little bit shaky for Malphite. But you know, he's just waiting to get those ultimates in the middle of the team fight. He's not caring about the laning phase. Then you have to think, okay, what is Lundorf gonna get out of this Mordekaiser? What is the build specifically that he's going to get? Is he going for the Riftmaker for that massive sustain? Is he going straight up for the Rileys just to destroy the enemy and slow everybody down? So the Zumi is not as powerful. Chop is going to get connected. It's going to be Merge just smurfing it in for the first blood with the Zeri.
Okay, 8 minutes in, and finally we have the first blood, and we might just see more. Look at that pony!
Onslaught of shadows on the pony himself. There's no ultimate from Dezillion, no revive. Chimera with the outplay of the game.
Oh my goodness, and now he has the double buff, and he's pretty happy about this kill. He just basically ran into him, and Chimera is just saying, thank you, I'm gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it, I'm gonna use it rather, very wisely. Okay, trying to outplay a little bit, but not exactly making it work out. At the same time, this bot lane, this Zeri is starting to look rather scary, to be honest, because, oh my god, no.
There's not much you can do, but it's going to be the Shockwave. Really is going to take the first kill for the team. Actually, additional Snile. Meanwhile, Merps flashes away, but the Hackerin doesn't care. He was not able to use his own Onslaught of Shadows in the mid lane, so he's going to be punishing. But look at that parkour! Spark Surge, and Chimera tries to block it away. Nile is still trying to get that one. Snile will get the kill eventually. 3 kills out of nowhere in favor.
Out of nowhere, and finally, you're leading already. Merps was really caught there, trapped in that jungle. That didn't look nice whatsoever, but he had absolutely no way to get out of there anymore. No summoner spells available, nothing available, everything's all cooled down. What do? You just basically let the enemies kill you, and that's it, and be happy with it, I guess. Not very happy, but, well, what can you do? But, in the meantime, we had some objectives happening on the map. We had the first dragon, the first infernal drake, so no infernal soul this time though. I would really hope to have the Hextech soul in this game, because if you think about it, this Zeri, for example, with the Hextech soul, it could be oof.
I think the Hextech soul is kind of strong. Let's call it strong. So
Okay.
any team that can get that one will probably get a
Yes.
really good advantage, especially because of the haste, also the attack speed. Getting that on Merbs is going to be beautiful. But if you can get it on Yop as well, Relay as well, like I think everybody takes advantage of that slow. It's going to be the Demonic Embrace, first item on the Mordekaiser. I love it. It's going to be a
Oh
burn,
my
burn,
God.
burn.
Yes, absolutely. That is the burn for you. And yeah, I definitely love this first choice of the item. Could be really fun to see him also trying to go for the Riftmaker after that as the mythic item. Just, you know, sending my wishes into the universe. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe not.
It could be it. It could be it. You get an
Yeah.
additional sustain alongside with the Conqueror, and you want to duel someone. I don't know if you're going for that split push non-stop. Obviously, you get the advantage. Even if it's a Silas, I still think you get an advantage because of all the farm you were able to stack up so far. But if you want to go for something like the double burn for the Leanders, that would be
Oh.
a little bit nasty. I'll call it nasty, but I think the Riftmaker would be a little bit better in terms of dueling power. Because you're a Mordekaiser, you want to duel, and meanwhile, it's nearly on the bot lane, wants to get the gank, but it's going to be Gabush in the mid lane trying to do something, and Lundorf just says no, and they're not able to do so. Maybe this could be the good time for Nativz to get themselves the first dragon, and now finally reveal what soul we're gonna get. It's going to be a stack of
Ooh.
ultimates on top of the Ariana. There's no way you can go. Lundorf will follow the steps as well. Meanwhile, they get the dragon. Yes, they do. It's the mountain soul, by the way. But it's not enough.
Oh.
Snile getting locked in. The slow is stacking up. Clocks wants to get the clock working, but he's not able to do so. He's going to resurrect, but I think he's going to die yet again.
Yeah. Yeah, that is not a good place to resurrect when everybody from the enemy team is surrounding you and happily retreating. Okay, you get the first dragon, but at what cost do you get it? Doesn't look very nice so far, to be honest, especially looking at that herald, because we are still with the turret plates available, so that is going to be quite some gold funneled into Munster. Wait.
It's on
Oh, the
Merps
money
getting
goes
all that
in.
money on. Oh, he didn't connect in, so I
Mm-hmm.
think Merp still got a few plates. They lose the jungler in the process, but I think he got those plates.
Yeah, and I think here the most important is you really want to funnel everything that you have into the merps in the current situation because he definitely looks like someone who can absolutely hyper carry the team on his shoulders later on in the game. And the more you help him while we're still pretty much early in the game, the better it will look for you when it. Oh yo 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 yo! Everybody gets away again. Everybody leaves for now. But there
For
is a
now.
lot happening. Yeah, for now. Exactly. Because as we will go more into the team fights, that's going to be much more interesting. Because right now, with the smaller skirmishes, yeah, you already see the possibilities of the control and the damage from both teams. But if you think about it, when we get to full 5-on-5 battles, the chains of control and chains of damage from both teams are going to be absolutely incredible because everybody can pretty much follow up on everybody else on the team. And honestly, it works for both teams at this moment. So again, I really think that here, whoever will manage to trigger the team fight first, whoever manage to engage first, will have all the chances to absolutely win the fight just immediately on the spot.
I was taking a peek because there are two kind of builds that you can do on the Hecarim.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the Trinity Force to get additional damage, as Nili is doing. The other one is going for the Turbo Chem tank. We
Yeah.
usually see Haru doing that. You get the Ghost, you get additional movement speed, probably with the Dead Man's Plate and just going a little bit more tanky. But the damage you deal is still really high because you have a lot of movement speed. So this means that Snille will be a little bit squishier, but the damage is still going to be really, really powerful. So I think he's going for the build path of I don't have a lot of time,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to be making the most out of that time with the damage that I have. And I think he wants to gank the bot side. And as soon as they get to see this kill on the top side, they will certainly go for the bot side. But so far, Lundorf will flash away. He was locked in against his enemy. And you see 3 people on the bot side, but no pressure being used. Nilewa is going to be caught by the Ultra Shock laser. The visibility is going to reveal, okay, Hecarim is around the corner. He wants to get the dive in, but I don't think they have enough time to do so. There's the
No.
TP going to help, and it's going to be Stumpy to help on the bot side.
No, nothing happening on the bot lane. No turret dives. No turret dives. Sorry, there was a possibility for it, but nobody was close enough to put the real pressure onto that bot lane of Monster to try and go for it and be very quick and efficient in it. So doesn't work for you in the end. What do you do next is a good question because you still have a minute and a half before the next dragon. So there is no really point to go hard all in on the bot lane. So you actually can have a breathing room here and try to farm yourself up a little bit. And while we have it, because apparently nobody's going to die just yet, a very interesting moment in the game, surprisingly. But to follow up on your point of Hecarim a little bit earlier, yeah, this Hecarim going so much into just dealing damage will not have enough time. The moment he jumps into the enemies, he will be very vulnerable. But at the same time, he will have the time because there is Zillion who is allowing him that time. And at the same time, there is Oriana with a shockwave who is also, by controlling the enemy team, allowing you the time to prop all the damage that you have on your hands. So you can afford, in this case, to sacrifice something, but just go with this Trinity Force.
It's going to be more damage. That's going to be helpful, especially if they want to target down Merbs. And I was looking into the Zeri gameplay, the way he's using it, and I'm so happy I get to see a Zeri like this. Because most of the time, people are just pressing Q. Okay, I got damage, burst fire, burst fire. No, you can actually use a few autos in the between. It's just like when you're playing Urgot. and you press the W and you say, oh, I'm dealing damage. I don't need to do anything else. No, you actually can cancel the W, get an additional auto attack at the 3 procs. So that's additional damage. And he's doing the same. He's going to be using 2 burst fires until he has enough attack speed to get the third one as well. But he's going to use 2 burst fires and then auto attacks. 2 burst fires and then auto attacks. Because you have a little window in the between that will allow you. There you go. You're going to see this. He's going to use the auto attack in between those 2 Qs. So this is like peak Zeri. Although on the mid line, it's going to be... Oh, he's caught up. Flashing away, but at least steals away the Gigantify of the Lulu. So that is a really good, not summon spell, but a really good cooldown that is going to be removed. Talking about cooldowns, Chimera is now the Onslaught of Shadow. So this could be really important for Munster Gaming.
Yes, if Stumpy decides to go in now because he has the ultimate available and Chimera decides to follow up on him with the Onslaught of the Shadows, they win the team fight and they get the dragon. But Chimera is actually caught. He is not caught. He's rather cut out from the team very nicely. Oh, he's stolen. He's stolen.
He's going to the Shadow Realm, but he doesn't care. He went across the wall. So what can you do? The Realm of Death does not give you enough mobility, but this allows him to go to the backside. That is a perfect frost. And look at Merbs. He's going to use the Lightning Crash, and every single burst of fire is going to be empowered. Meanwhile, they're just going to be deleted. Nativz not able to deal with the pressure of Munster Gaming on that Dragon Pit, and this is enough to not only get another dragon, but a few kills.
Oh, absolutely. No, I feel like Stumpy is such a big thing here, honestly. He's not stealing the spotlight like Chimera, for example, who was absolutely brilliant there, especially with the stopwatch propped exactly at the right moment to allow him to live for a little bit longer. But Stumpy jumping in, and there is just so much control before him, after him, and he just adds so much in between. I honestly love this team composition so much, and look at how much they're doing on the map. That's already the second turret for them, might be the third one, because they're all just going to put a little bit into it, and yes, here you go, 3 turrets already.
One of the most important things, although... Oh, this is a TP
Oi.
from Raleigh. He doesn't have the shockwave, and he's going to get spotted by that control ward, so nothing is going to happen. Jumps away with the spark surge. Doesn't even need to use the flash. This is the mobility of Zeri that we usually talk about. This is why she's so annoying for the few players if you know how to use it. One of the things that I've noticed on the team fight before we started the team fight is if we get a hold of the replay, you can notice that in terms of vision, there's no deep vision for Nativz. So even though they want to fight on the dragon, they had no vision of it, which allowed Chimera to go into the realm of death, get out of the realm of death, and nobody knew where he was, allowing him to get the perfect shockwave as well.
And that is so strange considering that they have some advantage on the bot lane just a little bit earlier. They have the possibility to try to go around the bot side of the enemy jungle and place at least a couple of wards there. And then it would secure them the ground around the dragon. Because yeah, it is a very common mistake, to be honest, that we see for teams deciding to go for the major neutral objectives on the map without having enough vision around them. Because you know for sure that the enemy team is going to try to fight you there. And you are not currently in a position where you win the team fights. And let's see the replay. Because yeah, definitely here you don't know exactly where the enemies are going to come from and what to expect from them. And Munster scattered so much throughout the map, and yet they managed to
There's no
trap.
vision.
Yeah, exactly. They managed to execute this perfect trap because they're coming out of nowhere here. Look at Chimera. It was not visible at all.
It's just too late. As soon as you see them, you're like, oh no. So the 2 squishy targets that you need to delete got left alone with no vision, uncontested with the Zeri and the Silas. That is the perfect team fight for monsters, and Nativz just fall short of that one, in my opinion, because of vision. That's the only thing. War saves lives, so they really need to get additional wars if they want to fight for those dragons afterwards.
Absolutely. Even if they're losing now, they might want to give some ground away. They don't want to give anything.
Merbs is following on the back. He doesn't care. The Zeri is awake. He already has the Titanic, the Trinity Force. What can you do?
Pretty much nothing. What could help you would be some heavy one-target control. But even if you have something like that, you need to get to this Zeri. And Zeri is just so mobile at this moment. And she has the team dancing around her. Just like here, for example. Oh my god, she manages to get away the pony.
It's not enough for Lundorf. He got the ultimate from the Zillion, but he's not going to be revived for that. Gambush is going to steal the soul. It's going to be a Mordekaiser running away from the ultimate of Yoppa. So the curtain calls, but nobody falls with it.
oh, yo, maybe somebody will fall down now. But Merbs doesn't think that this is what is going to happen.
It's the Zoomies.
Oh.
It is the Zoomies, Solari. What can you do? It's going to be the shutdown for the support. So it's not when you want that kill.
I really wish, to be honest, that it was Yumi together with this theory because, yeah, Lulu is doing an incredible job by keeping her alive and just keeping everybody else basically alive on the team. But it could have been just so much fun to see that additional movement speed for this Zeri. But even without Yumi, you still have the Zoomies somehow, and it still works pretty perfectly for you. 12-5. Look at this. We are 22 minutes in the game, and the difference between the kills is just so drastic already. But I think we can see why. It's not just that Munster are really good in this game, it's also that Nativz are doing some very major mistakes throughout the game, unfortunately for them. And definitely, I would say that the biggest one is something you already mentioned, is the vision. Whoever gets good vision understands what the enemies are doing and wins the game with it.
And obviously, the champion select wasn't perfect for Monster
True.
Gaming, specifically because you get the Malphite blind pick, and then you can answer it on R5, and you got the answer of the Mordekaiser. In my opinion, it was a brilliant pick. But if you look at the score now, is 0 4 and 0
Yeah.
so far. No kills, no assists. It's like the impact that Mordekaiser brought into this game is not happening. On the other side, though, Malphite on the weak side is 106. So he didn't die once and
Mm-hmm.
he already helped the team. So it's more about using what you picked in the champion select, even though you got counter picked on the top side,
Yeah.
using it accordingly to the strengths of the team. It's like, guys, I got the loss on this one. Don't worry. I'll play safe on the lane and
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to be useful on the team fights. And this is exactly what is happening. I think Stumpy is having a really good game because even though
Yes.
it was one of the hardest lanes for him, he just played it safely. And like, I don't need to win the lane if I
Mm-hmm.
can win the game.
Exactly. It's not the champion who needs or wants to win the lane. You just stand there, survive for as long as possible, as nicely as possible. But then you know for sure that no matter what was the beginning for you, you go into the team fights and you're going to be so useful regardless of what the state of the lane was. Unless you are extremely bullied to this point, of course. But still, you're going to bring the control, the utility. So it's still going to be all good. At the same time,
Hmm.
what could you bring against it on the top lane? Maybe I'm thinking something they could try to accelerate early on and try to maybe roam even and try to get the early kills and just be the damage dealer later on in the game in the team fights. Something like, I'm thinking honestly, something like Camille, but if I recall correctly, it was
Hmm.
one of the bans from Monster, and
Yes.
I could clearly see why, because that could have been a major advantage for Nativz, but not happening. Or you could go with something that could try and split push just constantly 24/7. Lundorf is
Hmm.
trying to do that, but I feel like at this point already it's not really working. The team needs additional damage with them. They need an additional body. They cannot afford anymore to have a constant split pusher.
You could bring something like a P-ish without the Mord, or even just going mad and picking up the Nard alongside with the Hullbreaker and just push
Yes.
in, push in, push in. You have the percentage
Yes.
HP, so even though it's physical and people will say, oh, you're trolling, he just builds armor. I mean, you have the Hullbreaker, so it's not even you dealing the damage, it's the minions. So it's not about
Exactly.
that. And then you have the Mega Nard to help you on the team
Yes.
fight. So that would
Mm-hmm.
be something. But I don't think the pick was bad. I gotta say this. I love the Mordekaiser versus the Malphite. It just didn't work.
Look
Oh,
at
he's going really
him.
fast. Sneele. But there's no damage. There's no pop. And Chimera now with the Zonias is comfortable. Look at this. The dragon is being just sneaky. Gabush is doing the sneaky dragon.
Yes, and again, look at that. Absolutely no vision in this part of the map for Nativz. They don't know what's happening. They don't know how the enemy team is moving. They really need to step up in the vision game if they want to have any chance to win this currently. Oh, Stumpy jumping in. Oh my
The
god.
pick that should work is not working right now. We pulls in Gabush and well, it's going to be surprised as soon as the ultimate is over because everybody was there. Gabush is going to become now Mordekaiser, using his ultimate to just get mobility. There's no top laner available, which means that Baron is a big, big possibility.
Absolutely. But why do you pull in something like Viego is a question to me. Because this
Mhm.
is the duelist who wants to be one on you, and he scales up nicely, and we're already 24 minutes in the game, so he already feels very comfortable. And if you pull him in, he's like, okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm just gonna in and use everything I have on you. And that's what it is.
Chimera as the onslaught of shadows. They know the Baron is being done. 3 seconds until Mordekaiser is available, as a teleport available as well. He might join in on the fight. Look, he's doing the TP to the top side. And meanwhile, Snila is the one being cornered. He's already at half HP, but he still wants to go in. The ultimate is still not available, which means Realm of Death is not going to be used. Merbs on the backside, alone by himself, 1v3. Now the assistance comes in, but it's already too late. So these are 2 kills at this point for Nativz. 3 kills. This is not what Munster wanted.
Absolutely not. They wanted to go in, get the very quick Baron, get out, maybe have a team fight next to it, get down the jungler from Nativz, get down maybe somebody else like Dopa, for example, but didn't happen. No, you lose 3 people, you are denied the Baron, and now you have to rethink your strategy on the map, and you need to be prepared for Nativz. If they're smart, they're going to secure the hell out of the area around Baron, because if you decide to go for it as well, they need to be prepared to meet you like that as well. I really want to see the replay. Here we go, because the team fight was really spread around the whole area around the Baron. You can see some stuff happening on the top, but then Smelly jumping in, and everything is everywhere. The fight is basically everywhere. Merps was left alone there for quite some time, which allowed Nativz an opportunity to catch him down. And then separating Gaboish completely from the rest of the team, it in the end happened out to be a smart decision. And he is not really capable of shining there that much because it's not one-on-one fight anymore for him. And boom, he dies. Boom, 2 other people die. Boom, you are denied the big advantage.
Confidence is a slow and insidious death, and that's exactly what happened to Monster Gaming on this one. Merbs has the damage, but he needs some sort of protection, or even the zoomies. Getting the Lulu close by is more than enough to at least pop in the additional HP, get the momentum. I mean, he has the damage. Merbs has the damage. If he's capable of connecting everything, he might be able to 1v3, but you got to get the perfect connection on that. And there was no vision. He wasn't aware that he was not alone. He thought he was like, oh, I'm going to 1v1 Yopa. No, that's not Yopa alone. So, yeah.
Surprise.
They're going to do it again.
Yeah, they're crazy enough to just go in and try it. Stompy is now actually taking very nice spot here, trying to secure the area, trying to secure the entrance to the Baron, but there is the Speedy Pony that might just try to outflank them, as well as that Mordekaiser. Ooh, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it?
They're trying to push away. Lundorf is alone, going to get Gabush once again. So the jungler is going to get the 1v1, the challenger. It's going to be a smite one. It's going to be the 50-50. It is going. Wait, what? It was Lundorf?
Yes! I
Wait.
think it was
No, oh, wait. What happened?
Yeah. It was...
I know, it was Gabush killing as he was a Mordekaiser. Okay,
Oh my
I got
God,
really
yes.
confused.
Honestly, yes. I was trying to figure out how it happened after Lundorf died already, but okay, now we have the answer. Okay, Munster.
Ooh.
Zombie.
Unstoppable force only on the support. The flash was not popped off, so no ultimate to protect him, which means inhibitor is going to be deleted in favor of Monster Gaming. And meanwhile, Relay has the shockwave available, but all those minions don't care about no shockwave. They're just going to rotate into the top side. It's going to be one of the final stands out of Nativz if they still want to face off the team that is in first place. They already done once before. If they do it again, it's going to be beautiful. Shockwave on 3 members. Can they capitalize on this? I don't think so. Stumpy is just a big, big wall, and nobody can stop him so far. Mordekaiser running away, getting the shield, but not the heal. And this is enough for Monster Gaming to get access to the back base.
Oh my God, Merbs is just dealing so much damage in this fight, in the whole game actually, but in this fight specifically, it's just so much of him. And the fact that there was no Onslaught of the Shadow available when the Shockwave was proc. Oh, but now it's available though.
There we go, stopwatch. It's the Zonias that is going to be used. It's nearly going to die. It is Merbs again with the burst fire after burst fire. When you get those 3 items on Zeri, there's nothing you can do. And it's now Gabush using the Hecarim. He's going to be the jungler for both teams right now as he secures the Nexus and secures the first place for his team.
Congratulations! Okay, yet again, we have another game of a banger, to be honest. Again, I'm going to ask you, are all games are going to be like that? Because I'm loving
I
it
think
so
so.
much so far. I hope so too, honestly. But that was absolutely incredible. Two teams were trying to go with pretty much the same strategy. But then on one team, you have Zeri, and you want to pour as many resources as you can into this Zeri because you know she can grow into an absolute, uh, I don't even know, a destroyer of everything that she sees around. And this is exactly what happened. She managed to get some advantage. She managed to get some kills from the team, and she managed to farm and scale up so nicely. She was already running on 3 items by the end of the game, and she was absolutely unstoppable. Again, you could have tried to stop her earlier in the game if you tried to focus the hell out of her specifically with a lot of control, but it didn't happen.
I admit Zeri was crucial on this composition, and as soon as she got awake, like as soon as she got the 3 items, and now she was Avenger threat level. I think it's Capuche to me the MVP because he did so much for the team. On the other side, you didn't see much of the Hecarim, even though with the Trinity Force and the doll had high damage alongside with the Zillion speed up. I don't think it was enough. Gabush to me did a tremendous job. He knew okay, the top side is going to lose and something that I learned when I was a competitive player, when I actually was a competitive player. I don't
Oh.
only scream, okay, guys. I'm not only a guy that screams at League of Legends. I scream
How?
at solo queue because I'm mad. But when I was a competitive player, one thing that I was told about the jungler was we don't gank losing lanes. So you got to deal with that. You got to accept the fate, and you got to play safe. And obviously, Malphite just played safe, allowing
Mhm.
Gabush just roam across the map, allowing Silas as well to get those perfect ultimates as well. He did a tremendous job. I think Monster Gaming worked really well as a core, allowing the Zeri to
Yes.
become the Avenger threat level, I was saying. But Gabush to me did an awesome job in terms of jungling and also getting the vision and denying the vision that
Yes.
Natives wanted to bring into the game. Because when we saw that dragon fight, it was mostly about the vision. No vision,
Yes.
no idea where they are. You can't protect yourself.
Yeah, and if you're caught by surprise with this composition, yeah, you're still mobile, you can try to run around. But if you're stuck in this piece of the jungle where there is a lot of wolves around and you really don't have enough space for maneuvers, if you're caught by surprise, it's pretty much a death sentence for you. So you cannot allow this to happen because if you allow, we can see exactly what happens in the end.
The throne still belongs to Monster Gaming at this point. Natives got close, but not enough. And this means they're sitting comfortable right there in first place, Monster Gaming, until now. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen until the end of the split. They might slip and fall, or they might actually just put their name on that throne and sit there comfortably throughout the rest of the split. It is day 10 on week 5, but we still have a few more games ahead of us today, so don't go anywhere. We're going to make a quick break, and we'll be right back. I'll see
Oh,
you soon.
yes.